All right, here we go. 3 minutes to opening bell. See what we got across all the different things, different charts. Today we're going to be riding with Mike Swartz. We threw up Patrick Whelan there at the BDH just for the entertainment. I have to keep him turned down because of the cursing, but that's all right. Certainly we have the book maps going in the background. You hear it. We're getting some action right now. Pre-market, 2 minutes to go. Let's see about how much time exactly. Got our 2 1-minute charts set up, ashy candles, and the NASDAQ 100. E-mini, we're just doing a normal pre-market up and downs here. Kind of sold off a little bit since about 7:10. High of the session, London high right there, around 4:30, 5 o'clock this morning. We hunt these all-time highs, it looks like. Going to hunt the all-time highs. The London session got way on up there. High of the London session was 23,385. So let's just see if we can't scalp $400 to $600 and call it a day. So this last little print here. Let's see where it is. We're selling off. We broke VWAP there from the overnight. No problem. Big spike there. Big short stop run right there happened a little earlier. Let's just see what we got. We're going to watch it. We're going to reset our chart. We're going to watch it from the 1-minute chart on TradingView. This is a TradingView twin screen setup. 8 seconds. Market open. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. We are off and running. Selling down now. Let's see if VWAP's going to hold. Let's let it settle out just like we do every day. VWAP did not hold. A lot of selling coming in real quick here. A lot of selling. More red in our order book than green. But it looks like it's settling out with equal numbers on both sides. I like to explain this as just playing war. Everybody's had a deck of cards in their hands and played war. And that's all that happens. My card's bigger than your card. I'll take it. And so on and so forth. There's a lot of other added of depth in knowing how to read the book map, but that's all you got to know to begin with is the decliners and advancers. The red line's longer than the green line. That's one thing that says we're bearish right now. But then if you dig into the numbers, sometimes the lines are longer. You see the volume thinning out by these peaks on the histogram thinning out. But now we look to be equal on a tug of war, so to speak, tug of war. So we got a tug of war with 2 ropes. And then inside those ropes, every time someone gets to the front of the line, I put down a king, you put down a 10, I win. And this is just with numbers. I got 10 to buy, you got 4 to sell, I win. And so that's why you're watching that tug of war line go up and down. We also have this. Look how big the volume is. 10 million to the sellers, 9.3 million to the buyers. And just in talking with that, it switched the other way. A lot of volume right now. So I like to wait for that to get down below 5 million. That lets all the institutional guys kind of get out of the way a little bit. And then we should start getting some consensus on a direction. Still way too big of bars for me. Those bars are so big, that'll wipe out your whole account. If you're doing a prop firm with a $2,500 drawdown, maximum daily drawdown like I do, then that would have blown your account if you was on the wrong side of that. You see that little offset bar. Here we go. See, we settled out. Let's take a peek at our volume. Volume is it's advancing slightly, still way too much for me to get involved. Too early for the way I like to get in. I like these moves. You know, I trade the volume moves on micro scalping, but this is too big. It's too much volatility right there. Let's look at the VIX today. Yeah, the VIX is down, so we should have a nice clean moves once this settles down. And we're just going to sit here and wait it out. A lot of people lose their money right now to get so video game-ish, ready to trade, ready to play this video game that they lose all their accounts right there. Could be gone. The VWAP basically held. No candles closed below the VWAP. So This one opened here, closed here. This one opened here, closed there. And let's just see about the VWAP. We're almost 3 minutes in, 4 seconds to 3 minutes in, 3 minutes in right there. Got 3 candles. Let's go ahead and switch to a 5-minute chart. Looks like this is setting up to be, it may be a 5-minute range, but look at that. Look at that. Just a whipsaw of those 2 tails. All right, here comes a 5-minute attempt at the VWAP. Let's see how this candle closes. Everyone's watching the same thing, so these could be little stop runs, but this is usually just institutional whipping around. Some people probably made a bunch of money right now. Still within our linear regression. So got our linear regression channel, which is dynamic. This is okay. We're just basically, you can just call this a sideways market. Although it's trending down, it's really slowly trending down. And you got all this whipping. So if you look over here in your ashy candles, that's why I like to use the ashy candles. This is going to smooth out. Let me show you what I mean. This down run right here, nice smooth ashy run. This up run right here, nice and smooth. Look, no bottoming telling. So when this right here is not that smooth because you have 2 top tails, only 2 clear candles, and then another double tail. This was all unclear. So you just stay away from it in these times. Stay away from it. And this would have been a nice short. Clear signals, put your money in there. Wait for you to get a top tail. I would have gotten out about right in there. But the way I trade, I'd probably gotten out right here. But if you trade micros instead of minis, a couple of micros, you'd have to run it that far to make what I make with the mini and just 1 or 2 candles. But look at the chop that preceded it. You could have just easily got whipped out. This could have just kept that kind of a pattern, up, down. You got chopped up. But if you went small enough and put your stop above this range here and just threw 4 minis on it, micro minis on it right here, then you wouldn't have really got out to this first top tail there. And that's on a 1-minute chart. So you'd had, 6-7 minutes worth of run, made yourself $500-600. Settling down now, let's take a peek at our volume. Here we go, back down around 5 million. So now I'm going to start getting interested in looking for trades. Everybody says, how long do you stay out at the open? Well, some people put orders on both sides, and the people that did that just got crushed. But they do it really tight stop losses. They're trying to catch a runner. So maybe they'll put the stop loss at 3 points and have a 5-point take profit, and it all goes in at the same time. Like on Ninja Trader, you can do that, which I'm working on for future streams. I want to be able to do that too. It might suit me better. So it's looking good now. A breakout of this top range here. So a breakout over, 315. We're going to be looking to maybe take a trade there. And so let's go ahead and somewhere around right there, you can see the candle. That'd be the breakout. I'm tempted to take one now, but I don't have any volume. We're listening for that sound from Bookmap. Okay, we might drift higher and we may miss it. But look, advancers and decliners are dead even. We're below 5 million. So as long as we don't get below 2, sweet spot for me is between 2 and 5. And then see one of these 2 start spiking up to 7 or 8 million. And then that's the one I want to jump on, so long as the charts are favorable for that direction and other confluences are happening. So confluence over here, absolute momentum. We are ticking up. Do a reset of the chart there. So we had a good separation. Let's see if these both, I want both of these to be above our midpoint. So we have positive momentum, or I want them both to be below. I don't care how short or long. I just short even shorter time frames than I do longs. Go back to a 1-minute time frame here. We got our high and low. Our automatic box is already from the modified Lux algo. Let's put that in there. It's opening range break. Again, that's going to be the break of this line here. Let's go ahead and draw a line. And that way we have it on the chart. Looking for a break above that line right there. That's not to say that money can't already be made. What are we looking at? Not very concisive on our moving averages, but we are, looks like we got one closing above all of them. We're headed for a range breakout. And today we're going to be doing 6 contracts, 3 each, because the VIX is down below 18. So I'm going to go up on my size because the VIX is below 18 and dropping. And so I usually size up when the volatility is closer. We could throw up an ATR, average true range price up there, but I could see it. I could see basically where my stop's going to need to be and how much that is. So I'm okay with 6. Let's see if we can just get some momentum. If we get some momentum to the buy side, like right now, look at that. For a brief second, we had 2 and 4. So this still is not the ones we want. So the sounds are still pretty low. Not frequent, but here comes something. Let's see what we got here. Gonna wait for it. Put a little top tail in. Nothing yet. See, it was just a little run up there. Had I hit the button, we would be already stopped out. Let's just wait. There he goes. My instinct was right. That was not. That's why the book maps that Alex does is so important. If you got those candles that are moving up and it's not with a lot more advancers than decliners or vice versa, if you're going to short, then I don't take it. I don't take it. Now, guys could have probably got into this already at, a 3 candle move, or when this candle closed above all moving averages. There's people that put some minis here and they'll just add again at the breakout. It's just not how I trade. I try to trade where it's a lot fewer losses because I wait for it, and then my profits is not as high as the guys who will take the risk at the break of the VWAP. There have been people loaded up right here at this candle's close above VWAP, and they would have got stopped out right here. And so long as your position size is okay, you can figure they're going to do 2 or 3 tests. So test of the VWAP, test of the VWAP, and kaboom for just a few candles. But look, we've already rolled back over. So the best money I've made today is no money because I hadn't had a loss. So that's basically what you got to look at here, is controlling your risk. You hear people say that, but you won't rarely hear someone say that where their videos is not full of prop firm affiliate sales. Not that mine won't be one day, but right now this is just me trading, and that's it. Maybe that's going to be the headline on the upload. Just me trading. Come on and watch. Trying to get that 4,000 hours of watch content and the first 1,000 subscribers so that I can live on YouTube. So tell all your friends, come on down. The price is right. Okay, this might be the attempt for the breakout. We're up here near the all-time highs as an overall market, the greater market. So you got to be worried about that. Everyone in all of the pre-morning shows, I like to watch the Trade Brigade guys. And you could find whatever your favorite show is. Try to find a show that goes against your natural biases is what I would say. And so if you always want to short the market and you're a doomsdayer, then try to focus in on people who always long the market, and vice versa. Because if you have a bias in any of these markets, it's not going to bode well for you. And let's face it, you're watching this video to learn how to trade. If you knew how to trade, you probably wouldn't be watching this video, right? So it's not for entertainment, mine anyway. If you want entertainment, you go to Pat's channel and listen to his tirades and rants. But if you want to see how someone trades and pulls out of the market that's relatively unique, then that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to just show people what it makes me feel comfortable and show the evolution of how I got here and where I might be going. All right, so we now have the momentum. Just wait a second. The tug of war is clearly to the upside. I don't have that big. Got the break here. We're going to go ahead and order filled. Get some orders in here. Might have got in too late. Order filled. All right, so we just took out a quick $75 between our 2 accounts, and I was late. I took my profits because my drum beat ended as soon as I got in. But that's okay. We'll take it, and we'll wait for another push. We're going to stay here on the button now because this looks like we want to break the 15-minute and ORB play. And so I'm going to get in with any momentum I'm going to get in. We're going to get in there. And we did not get filled. So we did not get filled on the ask. So now we're going to wait. We don't get filled. I have a 10-second rule. I'm counting into my brain and to see what happens, and it's pulling back. So the reason I hit buy the bid is because I wanted a favorable entry just to catch that spike. Here's why. See how this rotated right back around on us, and this is just the stuff you learn by doing it every day. So we broke the high of the day, and usually that becomes a pullback. Then we break the overnight low. Let's look at the other charts here. Overnight low is up there in that 253. Shoot, it's way higher than that. The London overnight, we got a long ways to go. We could retrace. We got open air right now. We get past these 2 point of deflections here. Just pivot, little small pivot, past these. So we should be okay for longs up to the 348 area. And so that's what I'm going to be watching here is, do we get this momentum breakout? Still got up first challenging candle, but still an uptrend on our volume or our histogram. And so now we're just going to wait for the buyers or sellers to come in. And right now the tug of war is with the buyers. And so, but the volume is thin, you know, it's trickling up 2 to 3 million. And so it's trickling forward. That's not how I trade. I don't want to get in and wait for a long, long time. So let's just wait here for a second. The trade entry would have been just fine. It's not my style. You know, you could have thrown a dart at any of these candles with just a few micro minis, and you still could be in your trade. You got higher lows. There's a higher low, higher low, higher low. We're putting in a higher low right now, so nothing wrong with that. But with 6 minis, that moves the price around a lot. And so I'm going to be in and out. I'm going to, since I missed, what I do is if I miss a trade because my buy bid was not reactive enough, then once I hear it, I'll try to get in on the alert sounds earlier, and I'll do buy market. Yes, you get slippage, but it generally still works out. If I'd have done buy market on that one, that would have been my $400 or $500 payday. So, you know, that just happens. Sometimes you don't get filled because the price is moving so fast, you just don't get filled. And be worried about that, because that happens when you try to get out too. And that's why when you first, especially when you're starting, and you can just set up your entry, your take profit, and your stop loss all in one hotkey. And that's perfectly okay to do that. It's not how I do it right now. And looky there. So that's this here. You want to know why do you get in and out so fast? People ridicule me about this. Well, it's how I make my money, one. But two, I don't like this. That's a normal pullback for some people. But if you're trading prop firms, that your account is gone right there. You'll learn that from the hard way. What do we have here? See, it's making noise, but we're still just 4 million squared. So this really is trickling up. And that's not that explosive move that I want. I probably missed a little entry there, but what we're seeing here is just flirting with the opening range breakout. It hasn't broke out yet. When it breaks out, it's going to continue, you know, it's going to continue like this. On up, you know, we're going to go up, down, but it's going to be above this line. And then maybe we can get a flat top breakout in here. I don't know. We're going to find out. But right now we're just going to sit. And we could put an order in for funsies. We could put an order in right there. Hang on a second. Right here. I'm going to buy if it breaks there.
Stop filled.
Oh boy, I got a horrible fill on that. Just a horrible, horrible fill on that. See what happens. Not liking this. That was bad. I have not done one of those. Doing that to show you guys. I have not done one of those in a long time. And look at that fill. It filled it literally 6 points above my entry, and it's pulling back. So we're just going to stay with it because we are, it looks like we are consolidating above the 15-minute opening break. And so let's just see what happens. We got clear air above. We just need a push. So let's just watch the Geiger counter and let's see what happens. Suffer through a pullback. We'll just have to suffer through a pullback. That is the way the cookie crumbles. All right, I'm going to go over here past on my tirade. So I'll mute Pat. Matt is wasn't live. Well, he's not live. Okay, got Matt. We'll just keep watching this here for a second. I'm thinking about adding. Think about adding here. These can only go. I think I could add 4. Change it to 4, and let's just go ahead and mark it.
Order filled.
So we averaged down. We did a little DCA right there to get a little better position. And we're going to wait for a nice push. Here it comes. We're just trickling up. trickling up here today. Just going to wait it out right here and let you guys watch it with me. We're going up here. Come on, baby. We just need a little bit of volume to come in. As soon as I got in that one, I didn't like that first entry. Y'all saw what I did. I put that, I dragged the line to the top of the breakout, and it went 4 more points. So I kind of like on the button. I'm going to try that Ninja Trader, see if it's any difference. Right now, we're just still okay. We just got to get on up here out of this range. Should be plenty of room up above us to go. Everybody, I'm probably as long than I'm seeing everywhere else, and we're back to even. Remember, when you first enter a trade, your commissions and all stack on you. And so you got to get a little bit of room up just to get past your commissions, So I just want to take a little bit out here. I'm not worried about it at all. Wish I had more, able to average in a little more, but still higher lows, not many, just a 1 minute candle. So here we go. We're pushing. Just get us a little push here. All right. There we go. So I took out another $100. But I was in that trade way longer than what I need it to be. But that doesn't mean, look, we still got higher lows. Everything is just fine. If we get sideways here for a little bit and don't break the opening and closing of the candles, kind of stay in that range, then we'll be looking for a short break and below that, or we'll be looking for a long the other way. Only have $175 on the day. You've been very patient. It's 49 minutes after the hour, so market's been open 19 minutes. Some people is okay with the $175. You could call it a day right there. There's a lot of people that don't make $175 a day. But it's so easy. What else are you going to do with the rest of the day? So I'm going to sit here. Just looked away. We missed that break. But if everybody's watched any of the other videos, I like for it to be at least four 1 minute candles, and then a break top or below, because this is just going to be considered a pullback to moving averages, a little resting period. So let's go to our main chart here. We'll watch it. And see, it's weak, only 3-2. So this is just a pullback. If this was 3 million buying and 5 to 7 million selling, then that might be a more substantial pullback. But we're just selling. It always goes down faster. I would have jumped on that at the break of that 15-minute line, but I was talking. That would have made my day. It certainly would have made my day right there. But now you can't FOMO. FOMO is the fear of missing out. FOMO, fear of missing out. And you see what I mean? If I got in late, the bar is already retracted. The sellers have already come in. Your volume's up above my 5 million squared. So there's just no trade right there. The trade would have been, while I was telling you guys, we marked out our opening range. Our opening range basically broke. At the break of the opening range would have been a great quick scalp right there. You would have hit the sell market. In the moment you got the profit you're thinking of, would have been $150 to $200. You hit your close, exit market, and cancel all orders. I love this one in case something's out there you don't know. You switch charts and you forget you got an order on one chart. Like let's say you add another chart. And you come here and you add this chart and you put your order. I might buy here later. And you say, hey, what's that other chart doing? You go back to your other chart and you forget you got that other order. It's still going to execute whether you're on that chart or not. So that's why I love to use this. And sometimes I hit it just as the video game aspect just to be in a habit of clearing out anything I may have put on. Now, I don't put on things and switch screens, but I see horror stories all the time. And it has happened to me. I just don't do it anymore. So right now, kind of choppy. I'm proud that we got the $175 out of it. 3 winning trades. Average trade length 2 minutes and 39 seconds. Profitability, a percentage of profitable trades, 66%. Don't understand that number because I've had 3 trades, no losses. I had a $130 losing trade. I wonder which that one was. I don't think I had 3 trades, did I, guys? I had $75 trade, $100 trade. I'll have to go back in the replay. I can't do it during the session. But it looks like I had $30 worth of drawdown and a loss. That can't be right. You guys will sit here and watch me do this. That's going to make for a good headline in the video tag. That is not right. I'll figure that out. I'm okay with it, though. We still got, after commissions, $128. That's okay. Got our count to 51,107. We started at 50,900. So, yeah, let's go. No open positions. That's why you don't see an open P&L. Cell phone, sorry. Nothing going on right now. Even though we're up around 4 million volume, there's no one advancing or declining versus the other one. Here comes the longs, though. Longs are heading this way. We broke down now below the 5, 10, and 21 moving average. We almost wicked down to the VWAP. VWAP's very powerful. Looks like we might have VWAP waves today inside of this linear regression channel. So all of the indicators are kind of pointing the right direction. Meaning I don't care if it goes up or down. What I care about is orderly up and orderly down. Like this was not really an orderly up, and that's why I had to wait a couple of times. These little waves down, breaking the 5 and reaching the 10 moving average is pretty whippy. And so you would have to have a small lot size because look how big your stop loss would have to be if you was catching this uptrend. So unusual with the VIX down around 18. That's a great VIX number. It gets above 19. It's even choppier. And if this just doesn't suit your style or it's too whippy for you, you can always trade the ES or you can go to the MES. The way they go and the way the point value is ES is your most expensive, and then the NQ, and then the MES, and then the MNQ. MNQ is like trading penny stocks. It hardly moves. You have to get a big move to make 20 bucks. But if it's your real money in there and you're learning, there's nothing wrong with that. Then the next one up for that, of course, is the MES, which trades at $5 a point. The NQ trades at $20 a point, and the ES trades at $50 a point. But the ES is smoother. I simply like the NQ because it seems to be the popular one for the influencers, and more importantly for me personally, I like following the tech stocks. I'm a gamer and tech guy, and used to own an ISP, and so I'm a techie. I like over here following the tech stocks. Let me know what's going on. And everything's ripping. Amazon up 2%, MSCR up 2%, NVIDIA up 2%, Meta up 1.5%. So Netflix is up about 1%, but they've had a heck of a run. Google up 1%. So everything is going in the up direction. So we should get a flat bottom breakout here. So we'll go to our trading screen. We're trading 4. We're going to buy the market, but we don't have any momentum yet from Bookmaps. No momentum yet. The tug of war is in the middle. The volume is low. 2 million, 2 million, 3 million, 3 million. See right up here where my mouse is. I need one of them to. Now, my bias of the day has now switched to longs. We're in an uptrend on a very short time frame. We have had a pretty good sell-off here that correlates with this. But look over in Ashies, we're getting a doji. And now we're turning green. So everything's starting to line up on a 1 minute time frame now. I'm trying to be in these trades for 1 minute. So if I go 2 minutes, it means I missed my entry. But I'm still always trying to pick the plays where guys are going to be in it for a long period of time. Here comes that flat bottom break right now. Let's get on the button here. We're going to put 2 contracts on the table here in each account. I'm just trading 2. Remember, like yesterday, of my 5 accounts, I'm trading 2. The other ones are so close, and I just need to get 10 days to get my payout. I don't want to jeopardize all 5 accounts. So I would do 2 and switch to 2 and then save 1 for like a day where I think I could throw some big lots at it. And then because you draw different income streams from your different accounts. Okay, here we go, but no noise. Let me do this. I'm worried about this. Let me refresh the book map because that could be a problem. Oh my goodness. Somehow or another, it went to mute. See there, you got to be playing a video game. Down here, it was muted. And I must have dragged my mouse across it by accident and it muted, but that's okay. These things happen. It did break it, and I would have taken the trade if it had any noise. Oh my goodness, look at here. So what's going on here? All right, so we had the mute on the keyboard. We missed the total. We missed the total deal. I guess my coffee cup hit my mute button, so I was not able to hear. I saw the price action, was not able to hear. That would have been a great pop for a couple of $100. That's okay. It's a part of it. That's why you have to practice. You got to be in the markets. You got the video game aspects of this for sure. I think I turned down my mute when I was trying to mute Patrick because of his language. And therefore, yeah, he's muted. And then when I refresh the other screens, they also mute. And there you go. So you got to be on top of it. Now I'm not muted. I'm live on the book map, so I'm worried about. We won't miss the next move here. But you know what? You just take a sip of coffee or your preferred beverage and you calm down and you wait on it. The market's been open less than 30 minutes. You've made $175. So it's not bad here. And when we were doing those 6 lots in your trade account, in your AMP account, if you're going to trade your actual money, which I do, then you would need $300 for each NQ contract. So if you take their special, which is they take a little bit more fees per transaction, but they give you a heck of a margin bump. That's AMP futures. You put your own money in there, $2,500. You can trade 6 contracts. The problem is if you go, your drawdown is what you got in your account. So what I like to do is put 5,000 in there, and 5,000 is my max loss. Hang on, we're setting up now. Let's see what's going to go on. If we break the VWAP, I'm definitely going to sell the market, so long as we have volume. Now we're getting to be oversold, so we were overbought. This range here on RSI was overbought, came to oversold. We're coming back to it again, so we didn't get past midway. That's discerning that we might have a breakout here. Let's go ahead and take it.
Stop NQ sell. Stop ES sell.
And it did not fill me. Everybody see that? It did not fill me, as if it's locked up. That would have been a great fill. It's not letting me delete it. I don't know what in the world happened there. This is very concerning. I'm going to reload. Terry, are you getting drag over there? Are you doing anything that's heavy intensive on the net? Okay. I'm going to have to check that. This is the address, optional warehouse workstation. So Terry does a bookkeeping nationwide. You got clients in 14 states. She teaches people how to do bookkeeping from home and get away from that 9-to-5 job. I show people how I trade. I don't necessarily call myself a teacher. I just show people how I do it and what works for me. And I'm hoping through explaining everything, people learn the video game aspect of it, which is very important. No matter what strategies you wind up taking, whose trading program you do, ICT, Rocket Scooter, Pat Whelan, Trade with Matt. There's a lot of different systems out there, and you got stochastic people. You got people that only trade on VWAP, like Trader TV guys. But you got to find out what's right for you. So you just try all of them. What I do is try all of them. I desk rode with everybody's morning shows, watching them live trade. I paper trade it. And then I found out what I like. And what I found consistent was I used to have a subscription to Bookmap. And then someone was telling me there's a lot of guys out there that offer it in real time. So it's 1041. It's in time. And this has a lot of modules because these advancer decliners up here at the top right, that's mini screens pulled over from Ninja Trader and overlaid here. That's not a part of Bookmap. And this time and sales, these 2 time and sales screens, I don't use a lot. Some people would use them heavily. Let's see what we got here. Reminding us, we haven't got a 5/10 crossover yet. So we're about to be back on top of our moving averages. I'd like to see it break out of the linear regression area and then get back to this gray box is your opening range. So if you're doing orbs, some people only do orbs. They only go long if it breaks the orb. They only go short if it breaks the orb. I have found that I can make a lot of money inside of this linear regression channel, which is trending up. So now I think we're going to take along just 4, and we're going to see if we can't get a run from the VWAP to the daily, the 15-minute. Well, let's just wait. We got to wait for the volume to be there. Real low volume, under 3 million. The tug of war is in the red, is a dead middle. Tug of war, dead middle. No sound, no action. Our histograms all red, so it's counter to what my thinking is. So let's see if we're going to make a run back to VWAP. Look how choppy that is on the ASHI. See, that just means you shouldn't be taking anything in here. And even that run up, the red candles of the ASHI was just bad. I want to find a good clean run like that one, this one right here, beautiful clean run. This is all chopped. That's a clean run. This was a clean run. It's a great inverse V. So we're looking for that. It'll come. And then we're still not going to be in it for the whole ride. I'm looking for that so I could protect the little bit of 30 seconds to 1 minute I want to be in, because I know that train is going. I'm going to jump on, and way before I get to the first stop or take profit area that everyone else that they say you should wait to, I don't do that. I don't do that. And people are going to bomb me in the comments about your risk reward sucks. Yeah, well, that's okay. I make $2,500 a week, and I'm perfectly fine with the risk reward that I have.
Absorption in few buyers.
Perfectly okay with that, but we can discuss it in the chat, I guess. In the comment section, rather. Yeah, this is just chop. Let's drop it down to a 45 second, and we'll put our ASCII on a 2 minute, and it's not any cleaner. We're going to reset our chart. Just horrible. You don't want tails top and bottom, okay? Yeah, you don't want tails top and bottom. Looks like the cleaners are here. Sorry about that mic spike. I can adjust that in post. So just hanging out here down at the VWAP.
Absorption in few sellers.
Really choppy, really choppy. No direction. It's unusual that we haven't found a direction now with the VIX being this low. The VIX is still hovering around 18. It's ticked up a tad, but this looks a lot more choppy than what the VIX normally would look at. Now, some people will start switching to the ES and all that. I'm just of the school. This is what I'm going to trade. You know, I'm going to trade the NQ. I'll just sit out if it gets where I can't have these clear moves. There's money to be made in each one of these candles. And this is down on 45 seconds. Could be a 45 second flat top breakout, flat-ish top break out of this area. But we're just in the middle. You see the gray box? That's the middle of the opening range. All right, that's your opening range, middle. Right in the middle of it, we got another indicator that draws it from a different algorithm called the linear regression. All free. This is all free stuff. This is what I use after trying thousands of different things. I really learned that most indicators don't mean anything. They're just what someone guru tells you to use. These are what I use that I know work. And that's why we're using them today and every day. And then I'll jump over to Rocket Scooter. We should have everything in here. I have a subscription to this, $160 a month. This box is called a DD band. Doesn't it look a lot like my opening range? So you're getting the idea. A lot of these things correlate. His comes from a totally different way. Direct subscription to CME for options and margin and things like that to get hedge pressure. This half gap just means that's halfway between what's called the DD. The DD is right here, very strong today. Doomsday bands is what some of them call it, but it's DD bands. It's 85% of the market, which is the S&P we track, is in the green. So everybody's going up today. Doesn't mean we won't go down. Resilience is just how strong those moves are. You can go and take his classes. He'll explain it. It's $20. 20 1-hour classes. Some of them an hour and a half. But what he does is he'll cut a video, like let's say once a quarter, he cuts a video that's relevant to how the system's working now. And then periodically, I think there's like a week or so break between the classes. He does 20 days. So he'll play the video he made in the last 3 months, and he narrates it himself, stopping the video and restarting the video, and to explain and answer questions on a Zoom call. It costs $1 a class. It's the best thing I ever did. But I still use it in conjunction. I call these my human indicators. Today I'm using Mike Schwartz as a human indicator. I'm using Pat Whelan as a human indicator. And I'm using Rocket Scooter, Matt Colwert, as a human indicator. All props to those guys. Go watch their streams. I have watched countless hundreds of hours of their stream. And normally, if I wasn't videoing, I would be listening to one of them too. I don't take trade actions from them, but when you listen to them, they will inadvertently, because they have to fill up the content, they will talk about market and give you nuggets. And what I do for all three of them, and anyone comes from selling, any of them, when sometimes you hear it say sell, they're telling you the sellers are selling. So it means the buyers are buying. So still, it's a little bit lopsided. Still nothing big deal. That's why we got no sound alerts. But sometimes when they're talking about the market, it's invaluable. So what I do is I use AI. I like to use Grok and Chat GTP. And of course, I use Copilot and Gemini because I have to pay for them for business. But what I do is you can go in at the end of the day and you can grab their transcripts. So if you just scroll down and you, once the stream is done, this will have a box with a say more, so you can go down and see their discount codes and stuff like that. And you can just see the word transcript. And if you copy that whole transcript and you drop it into ChatGTP or Grok, any of your favorite AI, and say, summarize, take out the fluff and the rhetoric, the politic talk, anything like that. Tell me what they did. Tell me what they said about the markets. Tell me what they said about prop firms. Tell me what they said about the trading tools they use. Tell me what they said about their trading strategy. And it'll come out with a bulleted list of that transcript. And then you read that transcript back to yourself and you study it. And you'll get a lot more out of that than just watching the feed or just taking their course. I have found anyway. Nothing yet, guys. We're in Chop City. There's no reason to take any trades right now. Even though we're getting sound, it's on a very small range. And so look at that. And that's institutional stuff like that. Let's just see here. We're selling. So we're going to go ahead and do this. Orders filled.
Top ES sell. Top NQ sell. Absorption NQ buyers.
Let's see here. We're on the button. Probably gotten that late. Well, my execution today's horrible. Execution today is horrible. Just bad. Again, I got all this slippage, Terry. Got all this slippage again. That was the break of the VWAP. Let's see if we can stay down there. That tail is very concerning that might have just been a run and that we might be going higher here. So we might have just made a mistake on that one. I'm going to wait and see if how close we get up here. Let's see how my drawdown is. Okay, on my drawdown. Let's just see here. Might have been a fake out. Comes the buyers. There's a tail. All right, we're putting in a pretty clean IC candle here. Let's see what happens. Looks like a bear flag to me, everybody. So we're just going to get on the button and be ready. Now we sold to open, and I'm already in it longer than I want to be, so I'm considering taking a loss here. I'm not going to let it keep going, but I want to see the ashy. I want to see the ashy, what it does over here. All the volume went away. So basically, when I hit the button, that one candle ran. I've got to figure this out, Terry. That's the second time today that it just ran, and then it filled me like at the end of the run. That happens, guys. Y'all just seen it in real time when I hit that button, how long it took to fill. And I'm going to go back and do these replays today. VWAP might be holding up here. We might be in trouble, everybody. So I'm going to just wait. And let's switch this to a 45-second candle. We're going to put this on a 1-minute candle. Yeah, we're getting a green doji on the 1 minute, on the ashy. Not good, but we got a little bit of confluence here. We're still turning down on our momentum. So let's just see. Nice topping tail there. Just going to stay with it for just a second here. VWAP holding up. No volume. No volume. Look at this here. Just no volume. Look, it's even taking a long down below 1 million in volume, everybody. So anybody who comes to this market, either we're fixing to be a hero or we're going to hit our daily loss maximum, which is okay. It happens. We got to get on down there. I'm thinking if we get any momentum to the downside, I'll probably add some. Remember, I dropped down to 4 because the market was choppy. I missed this break. Look at that candle. Could have made us our whole day right there. I hit it at the break. Of about right in here, and it did not fill me till the end of the whole candle. So weird. I think we're going to go ahead and sell market. See what the ashy is doing. Don't want to have bias here. Might just close this out and wait for a long. Nothing going on right now. Let's just watch. See if we can't get. What we need is a little bit more selling. Right? And everybody that's going long wanted more pullback. So we just got to wait here. Just got to wait it out. Nothing to be concerned with yet. I'm waiting for the volume. I'm going to hit my stop at whatever that loss is when we have a volume spike, and hopefully it's to our favor. But if it's not, that's when you got to get out, because that means it's turning on you. See, the same thing that helps you win trades could be what stops you out. And so you can't play one and then be big-headed about the other. And I got a long ways to go to get back to even here with $1,300 down. Then you divide it by the 2 accounts. So $700 down in the accounts. So see what happens here. This certainly looks like a bear flag to me. Let's just see if it's a bear flag and we get any momentum out of this. I'm in the trade way too long. Getting some green candles on the ASHI on the 1 minute. VWAP is holding up for the longs. You know, unfortunately, we're in it short on a very late entry. You know, breaking of the VWAP to just as soon as you can hit the button to take your profits would have been golden, but I did not get filled. Some people say when you have a slippage like that, just to get out. I probably could have saved a few $100s just to get out right there, but we're going to live to fend another day. We're definitely making higher lows, so this is not going our way. I'm going to go ahead and close this position.
Order filled.
All right, so we close the position. That's an $805 loss, everybody. 805. So now we're digging out from a hole, which happens. We're looking to take the long. We're going to go up on size to 8. That's 4 contracts per. We're going right back into our mode. Look, we got higher lows. Basically, this trade was ruined right here if you're watching my mouse. When I hit sell my 4 contracts here, it did not fill to down here. And so that's more of the reason why I mentioned this yesterday and earlier. I'm looking at the Ninja Trader because it's supposed to be faster, you know, direct. But although TradeAvate is what the prop firms have you use, I sometimes worry there's some kind of monkey business, because if I hit a market buy, why does a market buy go this far? I can understand 4 or 5 points of slippage. So that's why I try to just use sell the ask and buy, and then I use market to close because I want out. But we'll just see here, still putting in higher lows. Still putting in higher lows. We're going to throw a dart at it with an educational slant in a minute. Like the ASHI's over here, and we broke the DD band. If you're looking at the rocket scooter, reset the chart here. Uh-oh. Yeah, we broke through the top of the DD band on the rocket scooter platform. Lot of chop, lot of chop. You cannot let your emotions get a hold of you. It's no big deal. You know, a win-loss ratio doesn't mean win ratio. It means win-loss ratio. Now, I don't like having a $175 winner and then an 805 loser, but that's just the way it is. We certainly missed it. Getting this breakout, I'm going to buy the market. I'm going to see where this one takes us. We have momentum. Let you guys watch it in real time. Right now, we're bouncing around our entry point. Got a pretty good fill in that wick, but not as much as I like. All right, my stop loss was hit. So what that is, guys, that's your max daily loss that I have set for myself. That is $1,200 per account. There you see it right there, $1,185 loss per account on 5 trades. So win-loss ratio, we had 3 losses, 2 wins. So the ratio today, not very good. Got whipped around. So let's do this. We'll switch accounts, and then we'll go from there. So what I do is, I take half. If you got a $2,500 max daily loss, inside the system, let me show you that. In the system, you could come over here and set your risk settings. So I don't like to stand here because my account numbers are showing, but you can set your daily loss and things like that. Mine's set by the provider at $1,250, which I have it set in their side. Now, I wonder if that creates any slippage, having all these things running at the same time. So anyway, that's okay. We'll come back over here. We'll finish out the hour, 14, 15 more minutes. So we'll trade the paper account. It's always fun. We're going to go right back to our rules, whether it's paper account or not. We've already had the breakout, so we don't want a FOMO. We don't want the fear of missing out. We don't want to jump on there. So what you want to do is just wait for your setup. It is ripping right now. So we have, well, see how long that took to go to HD? I definitely got a big delay over here, Terry, because whenever I go to switch screens, you know how it takes, it has to go from from LD, regular definition to high definition. Watch when I switch these tabs, how long it takes for it to clear up. You don't have to watch. It takes about 100 milliseconds. It takes quite a while. I probably should have turned off their chats. That sometimes can speed it up. We turn all the chat. Oh, I did have the chats off there. So y'all saw that. I had the chat turned on the Geiger counter. Oh, because I reset it earlier when I had the mute issue. Having several issues today on the video game aspect of this. Market's ripping. Not going to jump in here. Let's see if we can break the high of the day up here. Look at that long would have worked, folks. The short got me not getting a fill right here. I went long in here and had that tail right there, hit my max loss only because the short got me to 805. So at 805, I only have $400. And so, you got to have a $600 to $800 movement when you're trading that many lots. But we're going to go up this time. We're on the paper account now. We got 100 lots in there. We'll just do this to show you what I mean. We'll do 500. We're going to do 500 contracts just for fun, right? And it gives me more taglines for the video when we upload it, right? Nice little run on the 1 minute. That's a 45-second chart. Excuse me. Nice little run on the 1 minute chart off the VWAP. So VWAP test, the first VWAP break. She didn't look back for a while. Let's see what we can do on my trading account, paper trading, $477,500 since January 1st. And so that's what I got in my trade account. I started a trade account on January 1. And I will do what I'm doing now. If I hit my daily max loss or if I hit my daily profit target before we hit the 1 hour mark, I'm going to switch over to my paper trade and continue to do my narratives and just see, where this goes. We're still going to trade the same way. We're not going to video game this. We're going to stick to our rules. Right now, we have not had, and this is one thing I was micro scalping, we have not had a breakout of the opening range. We've been right in the opening range. A little bit of topping tails here. Only one wick of a test to the bottom of it here. That's what established the bottom of this range. The bottom of this range to me now is really these two candles. That wick and being so early in the session is probably institutional. And just to get people stops who had them placed below the VWAP and orders settling out for overnight, that's institutional. And this is a very choppy run up to establish like the range. The algorithm I use doesn't use the wicks. As you can see, it kind of uses an average of those three. Uses the wick on the bottom. It's the way it's written. But for me, it's going to be, in this area here, I look for reversals. In this area here, look for reversals because it looks like we're in this wave. Maybe because we were up so much. You go back and look, this massive run up we had in the overnight session. I mean, just crazy. This was, look at this from the close, kaboom. Fortunes were made right there last night, meaning people's whole years, because everybody who went long got to close and put big stops on in their real accounts where you're not dealing with these very difficult rules that prop accounts have. Then they would have, they would have banked. They would have rode the VWAP all the way up, no reason to get out all the way to the open. And so that's a heck of a run. And people who made a lot of money there, probably not in the market today as heavy because they experienced that run and your bias tells you that that a pullback should be coming. And right now we got a couple of things. We got a top and we have another top. So double top forming here. Let's see if we can't get up there. If this top gets up above the opening range, then and rejects that, then we might want to take a short here. If we have volume, look how long it's taking this chart to load up. I was able to say, look how long before it loaded up. That's also an indicator of how long your market orders are taking to go in. So I might have some kind of internet issue. I'm on fiber. I do all the testing. I do fresh reboots. So I would probably need to come up with a guide on that pre-market prep you got to do to make sure your internet's okay. Because if you want to get your price in and you expect it to have near instant, within 6 millisecond of a fill, then you got to have your computer's got to be right. And certainly I'm sensing it today, especially when I go from, trading view, which is perfectly timed. I'm looking at the counter, 22.55, 22s were good. And then you go to TradingDrama, looking good. There's that top, double top, and you go to here. See, now it stayed on it. So I don't want to do a refresh. That's how it should be. If y'all notice, 3 out of the last 4 times I came over to the bookmap page, it has taken 1 Mississippi and 2 Mississippis to load up. And that was how long the internet is lagging. So I'm going to call this the internet lag video. Great momentum play. This one here should have paid me off. That should have paid me off, Terry. So the break of that candle, I hit the button, didn't fill to here. I try to let this resolve itself. I was watching my loss. I really wanted to cap it about 750. So I just had more room to trade. And then this candle here, the break of VWAP I did take, and that candle there whipped me out to max daily loss. It's set at 1250, but it spikes it during the trade, and that gave me a good fill because by the time it filled it was only that much. It's okay. We're at 49,713 equity at this account. We just started this account yesterday, so we got 30 days to get you 3,000 and then to make any profit. So that's all you got to remember. So and I'm trying to, and that's at each account. So I tried to. In all 5 accounts, if I do $1,500 after the 3,000, if I do $1,500 in each account or $2,000, I take out 90% of that. That's how you can make money for working 1 hour a day. Pretty lucrative, can be. Nothing happening right now. So if you were sitting here with me scanning, you'd be saying low volume, which is unusual at 924. That's okay. Things might be exhausted. Top drop. So we might have that situation. We might have another pullback to VWAP. The VWAP pullbacks have not been orderly. This is very choppy today, which is surprising because the VIX is down to 17.93. So I'm very surprised here. This is when, again, I said it earlier, a lot of people switch over to the ES, and some people will switch to minis because minis will not trigger your intraday prop house max loss. That was a sweet run, but not clean. Anytime you got a tail on the bottom of an ASHI candle, it's not clean. And so on upswings on ASHI, should be no bottom tails. It still goes up. Just another indicator of how powerful and how trusting you can be of it. You can't be trusting of it. All right, we got a flat top breakout working. So I'm going to go ahead and do this. I'm going to buy those 500 contracts. If we break out right about there, I'm going to put a take profit just above it. I'm going to put it at the daily break. And I'm going to take my stop loss and put it below that pivot. So now we're just going to sit here and watch it. So yes, $182,000 stop loss, but I'm not going to let it get there. That's just in case the market makers do one of these tails. I've limited my loss. Now remember, this is 500 lots. So if you don't like seeing the numbers, you can just change those numbers to percentages, okay? But I'm going to be hitting the button right over here. Cancel all. This is a TradingView platform. And if you want to trade TradingView with the prop houses, you can, but you only do 1 count at a time. So the reason I use a TradeOvate is so I can have up to 5 accounts trading at the same time. So right now we're just consolidating. If it goes against me, I'm going to hit cancel all down here because I'm doing max lots. This is the max this trade account can do with the 477,000 I've accumulated since January. And so we're just going to wait this out. This is a flat top breakout. It's not really flat. I know you purists are going to say it's not flat and give me all the textbooks you've read jargon. I'm just telling you, when you get these kind of flag patterns, pennant patterns, channel patterns, they usually, the longer they go sideways, regardless how whippy it looks, the more momentum you get one way or the other. Now, I could put a sell order below it, but I haven't triggered. So I'm not going to do that. My bias now is up. The linear regression track is up. We're in the green on volume. We are pulling back a little bit on the 1 minute over here, but everything says we're just sideways with nothing going on. So again, look at the absolute momentum over here where that other entry was. And if I had a little more drawdown, we would have made a very nice run. That would have made my day. So basically, as it always works out, the short killed me. That's why a lot of people just don't short the market at all. I rarely get anything that happens like that. That's a video game issue. That certainly was lag and latency from the time I hit the button, as I complained about in those earlier trades. How did I have a $30 loser on one trade when the screen showed $100-something? So we're going to cancel all those orders. We're on the wrong side of this, and we're not going to short. We're not going to short. We're going to see if the VWAP holds or if it doesn't have too much overshoot. These candles here are called overshoots. I love overshoots because if you're on the button and you get a good execution, your overshoot is where you make your whole day. Your overshoots make your whole day. It's got to get out. You don't take an overshoot. The proper way to do this, that some people say, would be an overshoot, and then if it comes back and now your VWAP becomes your resistance, then you wait for it to test a couple of times, and then on the next down sell, next leg down, you jump in, and that's okay. That's the perfect way to do it. And I do that sometimes as well. But this right here is the only thing I'm upset about today is this fill, because this fill would allow me to be done. I could have been done on those points. I would have pushed the button at 282. I'd have gotten out just, 282 at 5 points. I would have only needed half of that counter on 2 accounts with 3 contracts each. So would have been my $500-600. And that's how easy it is. So we could wait for it. The accounts are closed down now. That protects me to have the other half. So if I got 2,500 minus 1185 is now what I'll have in those accounts tomorrow as drawdown. And the drawdown meaning the max you can lose. That's all that means. But today we're going to try to have some fun. 1 minute till I normally quit, but we'll take one trade with 500 lots here. We will take one with 500, Terry. We will. It's coming, I know. Very surprising. The volume's very surprising. Everything is very, very surprising. And then again, it ain't. Stay away from choppy markets is what they say. But we're drilled in so much that we should have been able to get paid off right here, just like we was on those previous trades. Even if it was just a couple of $100. That would have been a nice one, though. Because it hit the button around 282. Would have got out easily, 5 points. 282 to 278. Such a small little run right there. And it still had room to go. We would have been sitting here saying, boy, we could have stayed in it. But look, it reversed on us, which proves my point for why I'm micro scalp. Proves the point of micro scalping. We're in an uptrend, and I took a short. Some people are going to comment down below that that's the problem, and that could be right, except for the fact that I know where I hit the button. I got filled at the close of the open of the body. The close of the body is where I got filled, and I hit the button at the break of the VWAP. Anyway, water under the bridge now. We're trading 500 lots. You see over here in the bottom right, I got 500. Not giving any advice. I'm just showing you guys what I'm doing. Not telling anybody to take trades. Simply telling you what I do. You see it in real time. You win some, you lose some. Now today, I will not probably film it because it's a whole different atmosphere trying to film this stuff, and talk it through and trade. And I'm getting used to that. But what we'll do is in the afternoon, after the New York guys come back from lunch, like 1:15, or even power hour at the end of the day, I would get in there and I will go and unset my loss limits that I set myself. I can remove them and I'll trade them, or I'll trade one of the other 3 accounts. I think I got one of the 3 accounts that's $400 light than the rest. So I'll do that. If you do that, it's perfectly okay if you're feeling it to trade all 5. But if you trade 2 one day, 2 another day, and then have a floater that you only trade if you mess up all 4 of the other ones, you'll get your feeling of how you like to do it. Like Alpine trades 20 accounts. You can't even do that with TradeAvate. With TradeAvate, you can only trade 10. So I'm sure he gets his accounts for free because he's a big influencer. But you could buy, straight to fund it with Tradeify for like $400. So you could do 10 of those. So for $4,000, you could trade 10 $50,000 accounts. But look at what kind of cash you'd have to get that leverage if you was on a live account like an AMP with your own money. You have to have 100 grand in there, and that's what would be at risk. So the prop firms, although they're hard to pass, it's been my opinion that when you pass them, you've learned your systems and what it takes for you to trade on a very regimented scale. And here we go. We might be having a breakout. My spidey senses are going off. We've turned back up on momentum. We got us 3 1-minute greens clean, too clean. So the next time we get any momentum from Bookmap, look at that. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippis for this screen to load, Terry. That's how much my slippage was from latency. Wasn't even slippage. I can't blame the exchange on this. This is probably my internet, y'all. This is probably my internet. I'm gonna have to get our Terry's doing a bunch of calculations over there. We'll have to get that figured out. This will be the last time that I don't have something figured out on that. That kind of plagued me over the last several weeks. Again, using prop firms. When you blow those accounts, you got a $70, $80 reload fee to get yourself another chance to restart your counter. And I highly suggest that you trade much smaller lots and that you give yourself room in the beginning. All right, I'm getting fun with this. It's a high today breakout. Let's go ahead and take some right there. And let's go ahead and take some right here. We're in and we're down. And what we're going to do is just watch our profit margin. We got a flatten button over here. Let's just see if we get up there at all. I took all of them, so I can't DCA. A lot of times on the paper count, I do 100 lots. And the only reason I go up is because it's fun to see the numbers. That could just be one lot. And if you can do 5, then you can DCA 5 at a time. So I'm just going to do a quick scalp right there. So let's see if we got any slippage on that. Any slippage? No. We got 2,500. Yeah, I lost some money on these. Won some money. So $2,500 win right there. Just scalping like we normally do. Got to count to 480 grand. So anyway, I use the bigger lots and bigger numbers, but that just could be 1 and 5. If you had the real money or you in your prop firm, you adjust your risk accordingly. This is just because it's fun to see the numbers. But to my mind, that means this year I should have $48,000 made in this one account. And if I was multiplying that, it'd be 48,000 times 2, 3, 5, whatever it is that you're multiplying by. Whatever you're multiplying by. I guess I got to start doing, Terry, a voice-over synopsis of the trade session right when I'm done so I could send that up to AI. I send everything to AI. I send them the video, I send them the transcript, and I send them my assessment, and then they put it together, and that's how they help me cut the videos and do the headlines and things like that. Looking to take another one here. Let's see if we get any momentum. We're still in the opening range, guys. So, and I know we're running over on the video, but that's okay. We're still in the opening range. Sure wish we could get an opening range breakout, where it just goes, where you get one of these like ABC motions, something like you get one of these like that. Boom, test, boom. That test would be right there. That's what everybody's hoping for. That's why Pat Whelan makes his whole everything on. You got to watch some of those guys. They'll be trading, and you'll be in the same trades as you're following with them, and you'll get to your stop loss, and you'll have to get out, or you'll blow your account. And you'll hear them say, "We're just going to ride it. We're just going to ride it." Well, we're in the same trades, guys. How are you riding it? And you're supposed to be in the same prop form as we're in. So as you trade more, you'll get to call BS on some of those guys. We're all trading the same numbers, the same charts. And if you say you're trading with $10,000, $50,000 Tradeifys, if they got a 2,500 max drawdown, I just hit my max drawdown of 2,500 and it closed me out. How are you still riding it down, right? So I call BS on some of those. And as you trade more and learn more, you'll be able to watch the videos and know who is BS, who ain't BS. That's how I kind of got it down to Mike Schwartz, solid guy. Pat is a solid guy. Look at that load time. I'm having a hell of a time over here with these charts. So that's Pat's channel, and you know, you wouldn't want to hear him right now. It's all explicitist, so take it with a grain of salt. But he is a #1 guy in the prop firm world. He's still on top of the leaderboards. And if you watch him trade with him, and you get past the profanity, then you will learn a lot. And he loves these breakouts. Now he'll trade within the range. He's trading the same thing. I use a modified version. He's got the Lux algo. He doesn't have his indicators showing. He's zoomed in enough that you can't see his left side bar. I don't know why he's doing that, but if you see, look at this left side here, and then look at my trading view. You get to see Elma tools, everything. So don't know. That might just be how he's got it set up. That doesn't mean there's anything wrong with it. But the indicators, if he had it set normal, you would see the indicators like mine right here. I got the VWAP. I use the MA ribbon because in the MA ribbon, I could set the ones I want. And I said in the video yesterday, or maybe the other day, that I adjust these during the session sometimes, and I probably should have done that today, to equal the volatility. But when the VIX is below 19, then 18, 19, like that, certainly here, these are the ones I like. If it gets above that, then I give myself a little more room, because what I like to do is set them up to where they become literally additional resistance and supports for me. And if they're just always in the middle, or they're always way away from it, then I have found that they don't get back to it. It's not viable. So, and that's a trial and error thing that you have to work on yourself. There is a big video game component to this. There's no doubt about that. A big video game component. So, in mine, I'm running the linear regression channel, and that's free. I'm running a modified Lux algo, opening range, breakout, and targets. And so that's also free. MA ribbon is free. VWAP's, of course, free. In addition to that, on this chart, I'm running the VWAP. I always have the VWAP on everything because it is major support and resistance. Now we're pulled way away from it. So you'd have to start drawing some lines intraday, because we don't want it to pull all the way back to VWAP now. We'll invalidate these higher lows. And so, and you'll see in an uptrend, the VWAP will take a while for it to get there. But when it does, it means we are having to sell off, and that's why you go in. Exactly right here on a short time frame. The reason I hit the button right there. Oh, me. What is it? Oh, okay. Alex is coming in. What time did man go to 2:30? All right. I heard you over there, Alex. Let's see here. Rocket Scooter had a great bounce. A bounce right there where we took it. We just got stopped out on the wick, but there was the break of the DD, and now we're having a break of the VWAP. Let's just see what we got here. Something seems off, because this is the SPY. Oh, see there? This is the video game aspect, folks. I have it on the SPY over here. I did not even notice that all day. That's what I mean by trying to, yeah, the SPY's doing much better. Trying to record and trade and do narratives. But hey, it's all real here. It's real prop firm accounts. Would you close that door, please? Sorry about that, everybody. I'm going to mute you. Took a market order. We're going to go ahead and flatten this out in just 1 second. Let's just see if we can't get another $7,500. 9:41. So we're an hour, just short of an hour, 15 minutes. So an hour and 11 minutes. Nice little scalp. I'll show it to you. 7,500. So a prop account. I mean, the paper account today, $10,000. Very small scalps. If that would have been 5 contracts, right, then that would have been your $75. Just a short little scalp. We did that on the momentum. Sorry about that vacuum cleaner, but did that on the momentum. See how that went instant and high definition? And I had 4 Mississippis before, all over the place today on latency. So hopefully that's just my side, not their side. I can fix it easier. Nice little run, break of the high day. And as important, look at that, break of the opening range. This might be an opening range breakout. Let's go see what Pat's talking about. I'm sure he's wanting it. All right. He's talking with the chat. I don't want to stay too long there because it's about to be the rants. Rocket Scooter's doing the giveaway. We'll go listen to Matt and we'll jump in on a giveaway. Yep, he took the DD band break, which is a great trade. Very good trade. Basically, you know, you could take this right here. There you go. There's your break right there. You could target that. You could even target that right there. This right here, this previous high. Previous big high anyway. That's a nice target. See if we get there. Oh, Matt's getting his morning sandwich. His green drink from, that's iDoc. She's iDoctor. That's his wife. She runs the chat. So if you're over there and you get banned for being an idiot, that's who pushes the button and bans you. Her handle in the chat is iDoc. That's the wife. Can you stream?
Hey guys. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Roll call. Who's there? Ethan.
When she sits down, you hear the voice. He's got a little bass put in his voice. So he's got his OBS mic settings to give him a little bit more of a radio voice like this. This is me. I got mine set to be as static as possible. I want it to be me. Let's just see here. See if we get to the top of that range. Definitely got a little bull flag going right there. Resistance is the top of that range. Let me go ahead and mute her. And we'll kind of check back and forth here because they give away prop firm accounts every day. When they get to 1,000 likes, see where we at here on likes. 136, I got to refresh that. Likes don't refresh. 657. So when he gets to 1,000 likes, it automatically triggers a free account. I don't know who he's giving away today, but a hangout in there, and you never know when that's going to pop. All right, let's take one more trade. The paper account doing much better than we did in the two prop accounts. A little computer glitch. Their end or my end, I don't know. I'm going to find out after I go through this recording. Made for a good video though, and then a great video. Going to have all kind of tags. I can mention Pat in here. I can mention Matt in here. Mike Swartz in here. Match free giveaways over at Rocket Scooter. Pat's got a new firm he's trading with that he's promoting. I don't know what he's doing there, but he's promoting who? I don't see it. Is he still live? He is still live. Even him, it took a few seconds for that to clear up. It should be instantaneous. I'm wondering, is it something to do with OBS recording this? I'm going to figure it out because this has been very odd today. It cost me some money. I'm going to have to play catch up. You will play catch up. It's going to happen. You will play catch up. Can't win them all. I should have got out at a $500 loser. Woulda, shoulda, coulda, right? That's how it is. But when you're on the button like I'm doing it, that happens. I know how this recovers, though. So you have to trade your paper stuff so your brain, yourself, working your system, working your rig, that you get confident that, that happens. I don't like that slippage happened and I have a malfunction. It's okay when one goes against you. That should have paid me off. Anybody watch Rounders? When he goes, what did you do that before? And he threw those cookies down. That was my moment. That should have paid me off, Terry. But anyway, it is what it is. We're following this box now just to see. All I did, I could have drawn a line, but I just lined that top of that box up to this right here. So this run right here, this run we got in the London session. Previous, then we got more room up above, but that's a big one there. He's already cleared all the rest of them, so that's the big one. Let's see if now we're just trying to see if the opening range is going to hold. Selling off down, but let's see if the opening range is going to hold. Still green on our momentum. On our histogram. Let's see if we get a green turn here over red on our 125 and 250 moving periods. Let's see what we got. Pretty choppy. It's not just a lower low, lower low. Look at, a low, a higher low, lower low, higher low. So got some, I wouldn't say a change of character, but certainly have some breach of structure, right? Some BOS, breach of structure. Probably need to break out all these terms too with hashtags so we can, people that are looking up these different things can come and get the timestamps on that stuff. I couldn't find anybody out there that's doing it like I'm doing it, just walking through every phase and the thought process you got to go through. When I'm sitting here by myself, I have the voices up on my 3, and I've got like 9 different people that I respect that trade well, and I rotate to them because they have different biases and different styles. Now I'm gonna take a trade right here. If we break the high of day, I'm gonna take that trade. I'm gonna go ahead and put that order in, and I'm gonna do buy 500, but I'm gonna change that and do 100 because I want to show you DCA, dollar cost averaging. And what that means is if we get a trigger there on my buy, which means we're breaking that flat top, if that triggers, I'm not even going to wait for the momentum because I'm doing this for demonstration. See that latency right there? That's driving me crazy. I'm not doing this. I would normally not do this. I normally want to wait until I get confirmation from Bookmap that we got momentum one way or the other. But I'm going to do this for a demonstration on my paper account. I only would do this on my paper account. Although I don't want to lose my paper account winning streak. I take it serious. All right, second time we thought we was going to have a flat top breakout, and it's gone the other way. So a short to VWAP, or at least a short to this area, the bottom of this box, might be the range we're now in. This might be the range we're now in. So let's just keep this at about the same area and move this box right over here. There we go. Might be the range we're in now. Might be the range we're in now. Questions down below. I will answer every single one of them, as long as you're not trying to troll me. If you're an expert, get your own YouTube channel, go make your post. If you got questions that are sincere, you can post them down there, but we don't need any trolling in here. I'll just delete them. So that goes on a lot in the community for whatever reason. And we don't need to do that. If you think you can get one tip from this, then it was worth me making the video. If you don't think you can get any tips from it, just don't watch any more of the videos and go about your business. Right. I mean that in all human sincerity. I'm not giving middle fingers. I'm giving 5 fingers. Go live your life as a 10. Don't troll here. Okay, public service announcement is over. You see I drew this box here and it automatically populates. And so I have people ask about that. So if you just say that you want all drawings, apply indicators to entire layout, that kind of a deal, and that's what does that. Comes a selling. I'm not taking it, even though we got momentum, because I missed it. The entry would have been a break of the bottom. So we got an order in up there. We're going to cancel that order. All you got to do is come down here in your trading view, cancel all, hit that button, cancels everything. I showed you that on TraderVate, that I'm a proponent of that, because you never know if you incidentally look at a different chart, especially when you're starting out and you're going to be looking at all these charts and you're going to be looking at individual stocks. You could get very confused, or you could get where you forget. And so anyway, that's why I do it this way. That's why I only like to trade the NQ. I like how it moves for my style. You may want it to move slower, and that's fine. You may want to do micro minis, and that's fine. All of that you need to start and study. Going to mute Matt, looking at houses for vacation. He can. I'm sure he's made his day. What has Matt made today? He's done pretty good on that same one that we missed our entry. Right there. He's showing it to you on the screen. He's trading 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's trading 6 accounts today. Averaging, there you can see the averages. 1,200, 1,500, 2,400, 1,300, 1,100, 1,800. He regularly pulls out money daily like this. 70+% win ratios. When he loses about that much as well. and then you just come back the next day and keep on trucking. As you build your prop account up, then you get more and more of a buffer, and you don't have to put those real tight self-imposed limits in, like mine at that 1250. And so anyway, yeah, that's all you can say about that. It happens. Can't trade this, won't trade it. I'm not going to trade anything else today with my prop firms. Kind of a rule. I don't want to load those other two accounts up. We're past the heyday time. You know, it's 10:53. It's 10:53, 23 minutes past when I wanted to cut this recording off, but I wanted to show some paper trading as I thought about it. Just a very slow grind up, just a slow grind up with some crazy wicking candles. If you look at the crossover here, moving averages, that would have worked for just a second, but boy, the tails are so big, you would have, if you were someone that likes to let it run for a while, you wouldn't have much more of a run than me with betting more lots and getting out in the actual push candles. You know, I'm a push candle trader. I like getting in and out on push candles. Because you get a push, usually the push candle will retract. You can watch replays on this, and you can watch it yourself. If you get a push and it breaks a couple of recent highs, like breaking these two, it may pull back during this candle, and you may go underwater for a short period, but they always recover. I say always. Most of the time they recover and go back up. When you're going up, when you're going down, you don't always get continuation if the overall trend is up. Okay, overall trend is up. Got to be very careful on your shorts. And I probably shouldn't have took that one, but as it turns out, I would have easily got my 5 points, 6 points. Would have easily got that. And the video game part of this did not work today. Did not take a trade. We did not break that high of day. You know, this is our previous high of day. So we're putting in higher high. So swing up to create a high, swing down. This is kind of weird. Swing up, really nobody in charge. Another little push, but if you drew another line here, you could just do this as well. Give you an idea. That's what I'm talking about. Boom, once, twice, 3 times. So, you know, but we are consolidating above the open day range, which is this gray box. And so, we're closing. We're not consolidating yet, but we're closing above that box more times than not. First time we've actually had some candles closed. Most of them are red, though, so be careful. We need to be careful here. No momentum yet. Let's check that. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. All right. That's brutal in my system to have that much latency. That's got to be corrected, or I'll have to reduce my lot size and go more of momentum trading and follow more of that trade brigade and more of Matt's stuff right here, where he stays in them for a long time. Well, long time compared to me. And then he actually stages in DCA, then he stages out his sales on the pivot. And that way he is averaging in as it goes down. He's averaging his take profits, his TP, as it crests over the next pivot. Good way to do it. Much more experienced trader than me, much bigger pot, and it can withstand a lot bigger drawdown. So that's all factors into this on your sizes. Today was probably a size thing. I think I could still do 1 over here. I'm not going to violate it. I just said I think, but let's me put this in. Okay, will let me trade 1s, but I'm not going to do it. I'm going to just, those accounts start at 50, so I'm basically $300 down in 2 accounts, and that's okay. We erased our gains of yesterday, and then no gains today, so that's what that is on 2 of 5 accounts. The other ones were up $500 a piece in, so here's what it is. All right, we'll go until 11. We'll go until 11 because 11 Eastern time is 10 o'clock my time. Make sure we're in sync. So you're at 9:56 UTC at the bottom of your trading view. It's 9:57. They both change at the same time. So my computer is as in sync as you can get. There are some fancy indicators you can get that monitors your computer and monitors your platform, but I haven't ever had a need for that in a long, long time. So, we'll see. We'll see. Again, just to show you, I haven't listened to Mike a lot today, but he uses NinjaTrader. I'm learning that from him through watching him trade. He has a neat nines system, that most intraday in the short time frames, every 9 candles have a reversal, and he has an indicator that indicates when they get to that 9 pattern. And then he starts looking for reversals on short term. He uses Renko, excuse me. He uses the Renko charts. These are Renko charts. I'll show you what that is. You can use them on just about any platform. I have them staged. You see it right here. There's my Renko. I don't like trading them because I like the ASHI better. But guys like Smooth Trader, Mike Schwartz, they all use Renko exclusively. Good traders. Not my style. I like regular candlesticks that I've changed the colors custom for me. If you notice, I'm using blue grays, and my down candles have a red outline, and my blue candles have a green outline. That's just for style. That's what I like. I'm going to go ahead and sell the market here. We got the flat bottom breakout. And watch this. We're going to keep selling. We're averaging in here. All right, we're max lots now. Max lots. Let's see what happens here. Might get caught on this. Erase some money. But we're going to see. See how fast that momentum left on the Geiger counter? It was really, really quick. Oh, I had it set to 500, y'all. Look at the video game. See right here, 500. I had it set to 500. And I'm going to go ahead and flatten it. Oh, my goodness. 1.3 million clear all. Not letting me get out. People see that slippage? It's not letting me get out. I'm closing it before your eyes. And it's not letting me get out. It will not close the order. Terry, look at this. I'm up to 1.3 million because, yes, something's definitely wrong. Look, Terry, I'm closing my sales at 1.3 million in profits. It put in 5,500. Look, it's going to come back on me, y'all, and not get me out. I'm trying to flatten. Close position. Everyone sees it. I'm going to hit refresh on this browser. Unheard of. Cancel. I'm going to have to save my maps first. Hit refresh. Is a prop firm not want me to make money? It will not let me flatten. Right in front of you. Cannot execute a trade. Unbelievable. Fail to close position. Unknown error. Well, the error is you're not letting me take my money out. Watch it come back, guys. Now we're losing money profusely. Everyone saw it in real time. 1.3 million. I only hit the button 5 times. It put in me 5,500 lots. Interesting. How could that be? 100 with 100 sell market 5 times is 5 lots. Look at this. Going to wipe us out now. Going to wipe out a whole year paper account because it will not let me get out. Now we're at $1 million loser. Still, flatten button not working. I'm going to close it as soon as I can and reset my money back to where it was. This is crazy. This is a crazy, crazy video. First, it gets me on Trade-Evade, right? Then we get into a nice momentum. That's 2 down candles where we did not get our fills. And now I can't even get out. Let's see if it lets me flatten at a loss. Not even letting me flatten at a loss, everybody. So I guess we're just going to sit here and watch it run. We'll let this video go now. This is golden. This might be the viral video, Terry. $1.4 million loser. Let's just see. I don't know what to do. Don't know what to do. It's a good question. I guess we should have a bunch of comments down there because I don't know what to do. I'm going to have to tell AI to pay attention to this. This needs to be some breakout videos, some headlines. Couldn't get fills, couldn't get exits. Up 1.3 million, down 1.5 million, and can't get out. I can't get out either way. I can't take a loss right now. If you guys see, I'm hitting the flatten button. Flatten should close. And look at that. It failed to close position. Unknown error. I did a refresh of the browser. And what would happen if this was your real money? You would see your account explode because AMP, when you come down here and you go into setting up and you go to see brokers and you click on your AMP account, I don't have that favor. You click on your AMP account, then you go into your account with your real money, your TradingStrategy. This is where you select it. Of course, we got it selected to paper trading, and we're up 487,000. Right now, we've got unrealized profit, a loss of $2 million. We would have made 10 grand in that account today, but it looks like we're not going to be able to get out. We'll try to flatten it again, y'all. I am completely stuck in this trade. Let me see if I can do a take profit. And I guess we just let it run. We just have to let it run, see what's going to happen here. Nice upward swing, though. Wish we could have got that. Should have took out that million and something dollars. It shouldn't have been that many lots. It should have been about 10 grand. And then we would have, on this break of these moving averages, we could have got out. All right, guys, I don't know what else to do here except to reset this account. Let me show you how to do that. This is how you reset the account. You come in here, oh my goodness, this is heartbreaking. That's a whole year's worth of work. Here it is, 487,500, trading up to 500 lots. And I'm about to go ahead and hit this button here and hit reset. Oh, look at that. Everybody's reading it and weeping with me. Count orders, history, positions will be deleted, and its balance will be set to a specific value. You know, it is what it is. Let's just go ahead and hit the reset. We have reset to 0. Of course, if that was your prop account, or if that was your real money account, you would have in the settings with the prop firm and with your AMP to limit your losses. So when they see it on their end, they execute it for you. The paper accounts obviously do not have that ability, but that should prove right there. And this needs to be noted on this video I cut out, that you need to have your ultimate stop losses set inside the prop firm software, meaning their website, and inside your broker. So if you're going to use AMP, for instance, or Interactive Brokers, whoever you're going to use for your real money, make darn sure that you got a stop loss on their end. So if, like, I think I'm having internet trouble today, y'all. My losses today not coming because my plays were bad. My plays should have made money. But if you hit the computer game button and it doesn't swing the axe at your opponent, and then you're going to get whacked back. And that's what happened. I swung and it didn't execute. Ironically, it executed at the worst possible place for me, at the low of that candle on a short. Immediately turned back around. I had to take an $805 loss. And then the very next one, I got in correctly, but because I had taken that loss, my drawdown was so small that I got whipped out because it was only 400 or so bucks. Putting in a bull flag, but I think that's enough drama for one day. I'm going to go ahead and call this video here. Peace and out.